Yeah. Yeah. I ain't even gonna say nothing besides that.
This shit goes so hard.
Well, it does it, bro. Let's go.
In the beginning, it was only me and the gang.
True.
Drilling, all of a sudden they all wanna bang. All of a sudden they all wanna rap. Still singing loop.
What?
All of a sudden they all wanna crack.
Dude, shoot. What's a ching?
I don't know. I don't know.
Drill and repeat.
To the repeat? That's complete. Oh.
Yeah.
It was only me and the gang.
All right. Woo!
You know we gotta hear Spetty's verse too. These fools can rap, man. These fools can rap. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Starter Kit. I'm Maholo Marcus. I'm here with the Uso Lance. You know what it is, man. You see what the hell is going on. All right, what we're watching. All right, we're watching Onefour Against All Odds. All right, the Netflix documentary that came out last year. Pretty excited about it. You know what I'm saying? Seth and I talked about it on that other show, and you know, it's crazy because like Sefa has always been on top of that stuff, right? Like him and Yoani were always into like UK drill, you know, grime, you know what I'm saying? And to see like they were the first on them when Onefour first came out. I remember them talking about it. I remember Sefa tweeting about him and stuff. And I didn't realize until we talked about it on that show that like, yo, these dudes are, they're special. Yeah. And I didn't realize they were doing numbers like that, bro. When we started talking about it, so I was like, dude, these dudes are, they're freaking, they're the guys, bro. They're the guys. And,
ours.
Yeah. This documentary is awesome. Just to see their rise and how everything played out in their life. And they're still going. You know what I'm saying? We're over here talking about them like they're gone, but they're so... They've been around relatively a short time, you know what I'm saying? But it feels like forever.
2019, like when they started when they started making music and posting it, and it started going super viral, getting all the reactions. Yeah. And then this documentary, which is available on Netflix, Onefour Against All Odds, is this directed by Gabriel Gasparinados, released October 2023. So the documentary itself just came out, and it was like everyone was watching it. Like everybody I knew was talking about it, or like, oh, have you seen these guys? And I mean, I know like, the music heads might have been onto them before, but I mean, I was very late.
Me too. Me too.
Yo, but seeing their like, and this story, especially like fighting against the other gangs or the cops trying to stop them, or kind of evolving into where now their family relies on them, is a really dope story. And there was a lot of different people they were getting shout outs from, and like giving them their props from like the UK to people in Australia.
Yeah.
Yo, I saw Skepta. I was like, damn, that's big.
Right? I would think so. I'm not really into drill like that either, UK drill or none of it. Like, I mean, it's just been whoosh over my head. But I do know the name Skepta. You know what I'm saying? I do know Dave. You know, so yeah, to get that kind of shout out from them, it's huge. And the help that they get later on from freaking Kid Laroi. But look, Kid Laroi has his own thing going on, and there's some things there's some inconsistencies with Kid Laroi. Okay. Look, and it that has nothing to do with the boys, because Leroy does have a good platform, but him as like a thing pisses me off.
Why?
Because so Leroy, I mean, like if you dive into it, you don't really know his true origin story. He's like one of those like considered an industry plant, which is kind of funny.
Oh damn!
Yeah, he's like
because he's so young when he started.
Not even that. It's just like the story that he puts up about him and his life is just very inconsistent. His come up is mysterious. People don't really know. You know, he has very plant-like symptoms. You know what I'm saying? So it was, I don't know. But that's a whole separate thing. I'm saying that's a whole separate thing. At least he used his platform pretty damn good to put to put these boys on. You know what I'm saying? Mm. Like to be able to do what he did at the end. I mean, it's not much of a spoiler. It's a documentary. He sneaks them onto his show. You know what I'm saying? Because of all the attention they was getting. So before we dive too deep into the movie, man, check us out right here on the Polytickin Network. If you know what it is, I'm sure you know what it is because you're watching this right now. Okay. We got Way Back Wednesday with the Uso Lance and Sefa M. And another show called the Polytickin Podcast is pretty cool. It's me and the Uso Sefa M. We out here doing things, making pods, and screwing around. I've been dropping the ball all week, bruh. But at least, you know what I'm saying, we're getting to it right now. And, against all odds, bruh. So you said you had never heard of like Onefour. I mean, I'm sure in passing, right? In passing, never really dove deep until we started watching the movie for the doc. What do you think, bro?
Yo, yeah.
What you're seeing? What do you think of what you're hearing, bro?
Like the group?
Yeah, everything.
Man, yeah, definitely the
general thoughts, dude.
I was super proud to see like a Samoan group, like Samoan men trying to pursue their craft, improve, get better, and perform on a huge stage.
Right.
Like that opening when they're showing cutscenes and throwing in different audio clips from different news pieces or interviews. Was really cool to get like a really quick kind of overview of what Onefour is, the group, and how they're kind of perceived by other groups in their community, whether it be family, friends, or Strike Force Raptor and the police.
The media, like that's the first thing that you see, right? The very first thing is them, you know, when they're all at the Leroy show, but they're interspersing with clips from the news and stuff and how they try to portray these guys. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the first things they talk about in the beginning. It's like, in the beginning, it was only me and the gang. You know what I'm saying? Hey. Like the way the media portrayed not just them, but at their community, their city that they're from, Mount Druitt, as like this freaking dark place. Don't ever go there, mate. No. Don't ever head to Mount Druitt, mate. No.
They
it's
painted
bad
it
down there.
Very bad, full of crime, dangerous, violence, gangs.
You know? So, of course, they're going to be put in a box already without, you know what I'm saying, without them, like, they have no control over, you know what I'm saying? And, yeah, where they come from is a rough place, you know? But I mean, it's also built on community. Like I said, like they said, bro, it's a mainly Polynesian community, Samoan community. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's so crazy that they get looked at like that. You know how certain neighborhoods get looked at out here too, because like that's another thing too. Like the culture clash for me was kind of crazy because, you know, growing up here, we know about some street stuff, we know about the gangs and stuff, but I don't know anything about any, like, you know, outside of the U.S. So to see things in Australia and then to learn how bad, like how bad like the deep rooted racism is out there, and police like profiling, and you know. And it's like every hood's the same, all right? Ice Cube said that. Ice Cube said it, okay? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was, I don't know, it was just mind-blowing to me as like a 30-year-old who doesn't know anything outside of his own little space, you know what I'm saying? And to learn that these Samoan dudes come from that same kind of thing, you know what I mean, in a whole different country, and to put their struggles in music and become pioneers of their genre, it's awesome to see. You know what I'm saying? Literally Australia's first drill rappers, you know what I'm saying? And whatever comes with that, you know what I'm saying? And we was talking about that yesterday too. Like people want to talk about how, well, if you got to make drill, everything's got to be authentic. But it's like, dog, everybody lies. Everybody lies. Shut up. You know?
They lies in their music.
Yeah. So, this movie is great. Everything just the documentary is awesome. I can't stress that enough. So, I mean, what's up, dude? What do you want to start with, bro?
Definitely encourage people to log onto your Netflix, search up this documentary and watch it yourself. It is a documentary. It's just giving you the facts and the scenes and how this group was founded, and they're like meteoric rise and how everything blew up. But definitely I want to encourage people to go and watch it. We'll hit some of the scenes, but it's more kind of talking through what we saw and kind of felt at the end of this documentary.
Yeah. We still got to figure out our little thing with documentaries, right? This is our second documentary for the starter kit, you know. Yeah, we're still trying to figure out our formatting for documentaries, but we feel like it's kind of pointless to go scene by scene. It's not not a traditional movie, but it's just, again, a great documentary with a lot of talking points that hit close to home for a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? So bro, let's get into it, dog. What's the deal?
Starting Mount Druitt, Sydney, Australia, like we've been talking about, like lower socioeconomical class, I don't know what that is. Yeah, poor, right?
Yeah, poor. It's poor out there.
It's poor. And there is like a violence. There's like postcode wars.
Yeah, there's some beef out there.
There's beef between sections, right?
Beefs, yeah, real street beefs.
I felt like there were a lot of similarities from what we know, like our hoods and like gangs, and what was portrayed in the documentary. Like, this is a family, this is a group of guys that started rolling together because one of their friends got beat up real bad, and they're like, well, we can't safely go out by ourselves, let's make sure we roll deep. And that kind of started like their group. And of course, they automatically are labeled a gang by like the police because they're a big group and, you know, they get in fights.
Yeah.
But those fights, I feel like, were more like self-defense. Like, you need to put up a strong like front so that people don't even try to test you.
Yeah.
Like, they need to know that, oh, if you mess with those guys, you're going to get whooped. So better off not doing that.
It's definitely like the greatest showing of brotherhood, right? But again, it just goes back to how the media portrays them as like, they didn't even call themselves that. You know, they were saying it like, yeah, I mean, the media labeled us as a gang, so we already knew what time it was. You know, JM said that, the leader. You know what I'm saying? Did we introduce the? Oh yeah, well, I guess we can get into it now. But yeah, that's what JM's was saying, man. They didn't even think of themselves as like a gang like that. I mean, I'm assuming, but just the way the media portrayed them and from where they from, it was easy to make that connection. Like, oh, big group of brown guys, big group of brown guys. Oh yeah, they must be in a gang.
All these beat up racists on the ground. Make sure to go and get the brownies. Oh, you can't beat up these people. That's not nice. They're light.
That's not nice. Then that's not a knife. I'm Australian.
Oh man, we gotta talk about, is the music like not only glorifying but making people, because I was like doing some freaking stabbing, twist. Oh no, I was like, oh. And I know it's just music, right? But definitely some of the kids in that, I mean, I don't want to say kids, some of the people there were kind of like, oh yeah, we're seeing, this is Mount Druitt, like, let's be in this.
You know, like, that was me before we started doing the pods, right? It's like, dude, it's just music, and nobody, you know, if you can really think through it, you're not going to be influenced by music. But as I get older, I realize how influential music really is. You know what I'm saying? Especially to our youth. So, I mean, what we do and how we portray ourselves in the music is very important, but it's hard to be mad at what they're talking about when they come from it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I can't condemn them too much, you know? And I'm sure there are people who will disagree, but it's like, bro, I can't condemn them too much, especially because they, you know, they're real about their stuff, you know? And it's like, I want to be like, dude, it's on to the parents there. Don't let your kids listen to these fools, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, don't let your kids listen to it. But it's like, bruh, these kids nowadays can get to anything, you know, however they want. Like, they get put with an iPad as you know, super young. So they're going to get to it. I'm saying that kids these days are going to get to it regardless. So it's like, well, how do you combat that? I guess you can't, you know? I think the best thing to do is to just be as authentic as you can. Be your authentic self in the music, you know, and people will flock to it, you know. But I don't know. I just can't condemn them for the things they talk about. I mean,
because it's what they grew up in. It's what they're
and violence is real. But then that gets sticky when real life like consequences, when their music leads to real life consequences as far as like freedoms, fines, or whatever, It's I don't know. It's kind of sticky for me, man, and I feel underqualified to talk about that stuff. I don't know. It's hard, but it's so fascinating, man.
I feel like from the police's perspective, like one of power and influence, it's really easy for them to be like, oh, you can't do this. Oh, you shouldn't do this, or be in that kind of self-righteousness where even one of the former commanders for Strike Force Raptor, she was like, where we're trying to move children away from violence, these groups are encouraging, that sort of activity. And but like to your point, like it's real authentic art.
Yeah.
And then it just goes on to the parents of like, you're not going to be able to stop your kids from seeing this stuff. It's so popular, so viral. You just got to talk to them about it. You're like, okay, this exists, but you're not out here in the streets with shanks and shivs and all of that. Okay.
Right.
So like, you need to be mindful of the way you're reenacting or reciting this stuff and exactly, and monitoring and making sure it doesn't lead them into like some sort of crazy violence where their lives could be taken or someone could get really hurt. But I also immediately am like, anytime I hear someone be like, oh, think of the kids. Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's an emotional tie that you're trying to exploit. It's like, right, you don't even have a good enough thing. You're just like, but the children, what about your children?
You know what I'm saying, bro? It's just so surface level. You're right, bro. I don't believe them when they say that. You hit it right on the head, bro. So it's like, what else is there? And from what it looks like, it's because they're brown dudes, because they come from a terrible community, quote unquote terrible community. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we gotta suppress that, mate. We gotta suppress all that. We gotta suppress all that, nar.
You think you can come over here and tell our kids what to do, huh?
You think you can? So we keep making references that people who haven't seen the doc probably won't understand. So Lance brought up Strike Force Raptor, right? And Strike Force Raptor is literally just a task force that was created by Australia's PD to monitor Onefour,
They're organized crime.
The organized crime.
I think it started as like mobs and motorcycle gangs.
Right. Okay. But so it's not some kind of offshoot, right? Like it was its own thing before Onefour became a thing, but they focused a lot of resources on Onefour. Yeah. Or was Strike Force Raptor created specifically for them?
I think Strike Force Raptor was created for like gang stuff. And then when Onefour showed up, they were like, oh, this is exactly what we need to be neutralizing this type of brownie violence, So and one of the investigative reporters said the same. He was like, they don't go after like the white drill rappers of Australia. Hey. They're only going after these guys. So what is the issue? And the difference is that there are
other white drill rappers. First off, that's what I want. There's white drill rappers. I just thought, now I'm thinking about there's HP boys, right? But they're not white. I don't know if they're from Australia or New Zealand. Excuse my ignorance, man. But I'm sure more groups popped up after Onefour, but they were the very first. So if there are some if there are some white drill rappers, go and press them too.
Yeah. But they Strike Force Raptor, like a special unit. Mm-hmm. I think they said they mentioned $15 million in funding and the equipment, hundreds of police officers to go after 5 guys from a poor neighborhood trying to make music, trying to make out, trying to support their families. Mm-hmm. So it was definitely. It felt like profiling, and then it also felt like a misuse of like funding. Like you could use $15 million to do so much more for the community than profiling, harassing, pulling over one family.
Bro, what the hell, bro? Wow. Didn't they raided JM's house like hella times, or not hella times, but didn't they raid him like before a show or a tour?
Mm-hmm. Well, they were getting ready to show up to that surprise Kid Leroy concert, and right before they were about to step out, their house got raided.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, they knew something was happening, and they just chose to mess with us. And that's one of the sergeants is like, I'm going to do everything in my power to make your guys' life uncomfortable. Anything I can do to stop you guys from doing what you're doing, I'm going to do it until you guys stop.
Come on, bro. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
And like that was exactly my first thought too when I watched it when it first came out and we talked about it with Seth. Like freaking using your resources in the wrong places. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're using this to lawfully harass them. Which is the other point that pissed me off when I watched it the first time. Lawfully harass them? It's literally unlawful to harass people. It's against the law.
In America.
In America. Australia. Australia. So I'm like, it's just like, that really pissed me off. Like, they use these resources to fund Strike Force Raptor to go after this group when all the things that they're bitching about, like with their community and where they're from, like they could use that 15 million to make the community better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they could pour the resources into the community that they keep bitching about. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, no.
Huge. That's very important.
Come on. Like, that's just, it seems like simple math, but I'm sure the powers that be don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
You know, now this sounds like some straight aluminum foil hat shit, you know, but I'm sure the powers that be don't want that to happen. You know, whatever they can to line their pockets and do what they need to do is probably a lot easier for them to do to make more money than to actually build up the community that everybody is complaining about. So, whatever.
And speaking on like community resources, there is a Boys and Girls Club type outfit called Street University.
Yes. I'm going to talk about
There's a advisor called Esky, and he's one of the main guys talking about the creation of Onefour in that building. Yep. When they found out that they had a free recording studio, just like different resources available to the members of the community and the kids, so that they can try to, feel safe in that area, try new things. So having a recording studio, these guys jumped in there and they started making music, talking about, like stuff that they grew up on, and started making like real good art.
Bro, one youth center was responsible for the rise of the very first Australian drill rappers, bro. Just one.
Yeah.
Build some more.
Build more.
More. Do more, Australia. It only took one youth center to make that. You know what I'm saying? And the love that they have for their community, they come back and show it love. They record there. They decked out Street Uni. You know what I'm saying? They showed it so much love after their success. Like, it's simple math. I'm going to say that like every couple words because I'm clowning the shit out of Australia. Shout out to Lua, okay? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It just seems so simple, and yet I guess it's not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the police have their thing. The media have their, like, what they want to happen. The police are like, your lyrics are too violent.
Yeah.
Onefour's like, our lyrics are authentic. Mm-hmm. And the cops are like, oh, really? Admissible evidence?
Yeah, right.
The media is trying to sell papers from like the violence between these different groups, beefing with the guys from like the other side of Sydney. And those, I guess those times they would get together, it would become violent, and they would, the police are trying to stop the violence. So, I mean, I get that, but then thinking that by taking down a music group, you're going to stop all the violence and stuff, like that's the most important, that's the biggest thing. That is like the tie to NWA kind of in LA.
Bro, Esky said the exact same thing, right? When he was telling the story of when the boys had to leave the studio during a session because they was about to go out and get down. Yeah, they was about to go out and get down, and Spenny was about to lay his verse, but then he was like, dude, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Because the boys made that call. So he was like, dude, I'm sorry. Drops his notepad and leaves. And then Esky says it. He's like, oh, yeah, high hopes for us, in a sarcastic tone. High hopes for us to try to stop something that's been going on for years. And that's exactly it. Police. If you want to, I just feel like you got to do more than just fund a task force to just falsely accuse or falsely arrest these young kids to try to stop something that's been going on for years.
Yeah. Now everybody has something to say now that they're blowing up. But the entire time that they were living their lives, going through this, having to fight to be able to walk around safely.
Y'all didn't give a fuck about them then.
There's no resources going to help that, it seems. Well, definitely in this documentary. But yeah, so they end up having to make their own music group, drill rap group, and try to make money for themselves. And there's 5 of them, right?
Yep.
And Esky, he's introducing everybody and kind of what they are. JM's is the leader, kind of tells everybody where to sit. Spenny, who he'd heard about before, was like a fighter, always there around the fights, kind of enforcer-like.
Yep.
YP is JM's younger brother.
Unhinged.
And a freaking loose cannon.
Yeah.
Man. Oh, man. As soon as I found out I could diss people, that's all I wanted to do.
Screw you, guys. I just wanted to hurt their feelings.
Yeah, I just wanted to hurt their feelings. I was like, damn, dog.
Yeah, he did not care, bro. And you know what? You know what's crazy about him? I just learned that from when me and Seth talked about it. I guess he had kept his face hidden for years when the groups first started blowing up. Mm-hmm. And then that video that you played in the beginning is when he finally revealed his face. Yeah. I was like, what the? See, the lore, man. The lore of Onefour is crazy, bro. Faceless, balaclavas, bro.
Yeah.
Australian shakes and shivs. We got shakes and shivs. I'm willing to go take that trip.
Got a song called Shanks and Shivs. Oh, yeah, what's that about? Knives?
Knives.
A couple knives? I was like, what does it sound like, Howie?
What is that about? Yeah, Hal, what the fuck?
A couple knives? Yeah, YP was like a freaking, bulldog. He was out there ready to mess stuff up. And then 2 of the guys who we don't see as much of in the documentary are Lex, who used to work at Street University, real big hip hop head, kind of introduced them to the Harlem Stars.
Fuck, the Harlem. Shit. God damn it, I don't know. Shakers, Spartans.
The Harlem Spartans.
Shakers.
Who was a UK drill and a bunch of different. Man, that's that Mountie box.
Yeah.
The drill rap, they're talking about drill rap starting from the streets of Chicago, going out to the UK, and it just being a depiction of real and raw life that they were going through, right?
They're a horror movie.
Yo, bro, that shit is, it sounds extremely violent. And for that to be your, wake up everyday life, can only imagine what that does to people's psyches and their, neighborhood and family units. That's grimy. Yeah, man. And it spoke to them. That's what they said. It spoke to them that they were drawn to that because that's exactly it. That's what they were living. So it only made sense in their heads to be like, we can actually make this kind of music too. Shit. Yeah.
Come from that. You know what I'm saying? And it's it fit them perfectly. So it's kind of awesome to see them discover their love for for this kind of music, at such a young age and try to pursue it. It's awesome,
Sorry, and then finally there was Selly, who was another one of the boys. He grew up in a housing commission and wanted to use his bars to talk about what that was like coming up through housing, which I would think is Section 8 housing. for America.
Sounds like
but yeah, they all went in and they started making this music, and it started catching on. They started putting it out, and like grew a really natural grassroots following. But it's this, I think it's kind of when that rise started, people started hearing about them and catching on, and then also the police started hearing about them.
Right.
But they put out. But go ahead.
No. I was gonna say, like, as I think one of their very first viral videos before In the Beginning, right? Or whichever. The one where all the reactors react to it, right? Was it In the Beginning?
I think that was The Message.
Or The Message. Okay, The Message. Yeah, one of their first ones though. Oh wait, I'm getting confused now. But I thought they had a song before The Message that kind of blew up locally. But then, like when they were getting numbers, that's when the boys started getting in trouble again with the law. Yeah. I forget what JM's got arrested for. He got put in. He was put inside. But Lex? Was it Lex? I know YP was in there. Talking about the bar.
Yeah, Lex, Selly, and YP got into a big bar fight and all got arrested and were waiting sentencing. They ended up getting 4 years, and 10 years.
Man. So, as they were waiting sentencing and they were going through the process, that's when Onefour started getting the attention.
Yeah.
So that's crazy to me. I think JM's he had been out though. He'd gotten out. He went in, but he got out. They posted bail, and then but those three were waiting sentencing for that thing at the bar, because I guess there were some racists over there just trying to start some shit, and then they were just like, "Dude, you know what, Arnar, we're gonna bait you up, mate, Arnar." You know what I'm saying? So they go do their thing, and like I said, as they're inside, they start blowing up. So on the outside, you just have JMs and Spenny, right? For now, and where does it go from there, bro?
They're getting booked for shows.
Yeah,
and this is another thing from the cops that I thought was freaking lame.
Go on.
They're Deb Wallace, the former commander of Strike Force Raptor, when she's telling the story, she says, and one of the other police came up to me and said, "Oh, they're doing shows now. What's going to happen if one of these other gangs come? There's going to be violence." And I'm just like, that's a lot of reaching, right? And a lot of snitching. Oh, they're doing shows now, boss. We gotta go get them. We gotta make them stop. And I'm just thinking of like the racist, ignorant cop that's like spinning some shit to his superiors to make it seem like it's a huge deal. But I mean, and then Strike Force Raptor goes around getting a bunch of these shows canceled. Yeah. Because they're going to the venues and they're talking about, hey, do you know this Onefour group? Well, they beef with this 21 District group. And 21 District is going to come over here and start stuff. And you don't have the security or the police force to handle that. And if something goes down, it's going to be all your fault. Your club's going to get shut down.
Outright threatening them, bro.
Yeah.
Outright threatening them.
In letters.
Yeah, in letters that they're going to get the place shut down because they know that, there were certain things that they didn't have. There are certain things that these venues didn't have. So they're like, we know of that. Mm-hmm. So we're just letting you know right now that Onefour is coming. And, I mean.
If they perform at your club, we're going to shut your club down.
Shut your fucking club down.
We're going to look at your liquor license, which is anybody in the bar industry knows, anybody around alcohol, the liquor license is the freaking money maker.
Exactly.
It's cheap to buy. You can sell it expensively if you have a nice club, whatever. You can upcharge for drinks and stuff. Mm-hmm. If you don't have a liquor license, the amount of people coming to your bar drops like 90%, right?
This is my thing. Who's sounding like the real gang here? Who's really sounding like the mob right here? Getting to use these fucking behind the back tactics like this
blackmail.
Just to stop, blackmail, what sounds like fucking extortion.
Mm-hmm,
you know what I'm saying? Straight the fuck up. Criminal threats. You know what I'm saying? Lawfully harass them? This sounds like some mob shit, Australia. R-nar. Okay?
Put it away.
Put it away. Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy to me, man, that they did this all for this fucking rap group, you know?
And 24 Karat Kevin makes a good point. He's one of the people that they're interviewing, but he's like, okay, so you're talking about censoring certain acts or art, but is the New South Wales Police really the appropriate entity to decide what needs to be, censored or what shouldn't be out there? Ooh. And I think we all agree that it's no, because there's only a handful of usually white people in like the upper areas or the decision making levels, and that filters down to usually censor and limit brown people.
Yeah.
So yeah.
As far as art, and censorship and stuff, like, it's hard to categorize it as art if everybody has to put their hands on it and censor shit, So, and that's a good point. Who would be a good entity to really police that? I'd be hard pressed to find somebody to do that. Why even have a committee dedicated to suppressing shit like that? You know what I'm saying? Because that sounds like a really dumb idea.
So their reason, though, which sounds good to a lot of countrymen, is that the group that we're going after is promoting and glorifying street violence, and your kid could be involved in that. I don't feel comfortable letting a 13 to 15-year-old go to these concerts because who knows what's going to happen. They might not come home. Scaring people into that shit.
Yeah. And there's, there's points to that. They're not wrong about that. It's hard for me to fault that.
True.
It's hard for me to fault that because, on the surface, it's right. On paper, it is right. Because the drill rap here definitely glorifies the violence, but maybe I'm biased in thinking that what they do doesn't, but it's essentially the same thing, just a different country. So it's, I guess that's unfair to give bias to Onefour and their drill music as opposed to what it is here, or from Chicago or from the UK, but it's all the same. It literally has drill right after, So so they have a point with that. But my thing is, it goes back to exactly what you're saying. Are the police the right entity to fucking, try to monitor this shit? They don't seem to, because their motives, that's a no from me, dog. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, because there gotta be ulterior motives, bro. Like, like race, hidden underlying racism, freaking profiling, power struggle, power dynamics, whatever, bro. So yeah, I'm definitely with you. They definitely, they seem to be the wrong entity to look at shit like that, but I mean, we placed that power in their hands.
And we're also, the regular people are getting their information through the media, right? And the media is also kind of tainted in their motives, right? Because they're a company, they're a business.
Exactly. They're trying to sell papers. Yeah.
And the papers sell a lot more, they noticed, when they put the gang violence, when they put the feuds on the front page.
Oh, I wonder why.
Yeah, people are like, oh, snap, we got to look at this. We got to see who died and where they died and if it's around us and if we need to be on high alert and stuff like that. If you look at the stats, according to one of the guys in the documentary, most of the crimes in Australia, family violence, domestic violence, stuff like that, not organized crime, but the coverage of what's going on, organized crime, gangs, is at the top of the list. It's at the front of the newspapers. It leads the evening news. That's the stuff. And if you watch news in America, it's all as much death and destruction to start it off. They'll put the puffy pieces at the end, but it's all oh, someone was hurt, someone died, someone was in a car crash, someone was in a fire. And they'll scour the entire friggin' region for these stories just to put it at the front of the news, because it's stuff like that makes people tune in, because they're, scared, actually. They're oh, damn, I need to know what's going on. I need to know where the violence is around me, and be prepared for that type of stuff. And on one hand, sure, be situationally aware, be informed, know what's going on. But then to the media to play it like it's something that's a lot bigger and more impactful than it actually is to people is where, we start to get the cops easily coming into neighborhoods and being like, should we take care of this group? And the community's like, yes, please, yeah. They're so violent. We saw it on the news.
Yeah, oh my God, they're so scary out there.
Millions more. Take all the funding. Let's vote for it. Let's give all the cops the power, the money.
Bro.
Stuff like that.
But, so, and with all of that, right, all this attention, all this good, they were getting some good spins, though, bro. They was on Rolling Stone. They was doing numbers, you know what I'm saying?
GQ. Yeah.
Come on, bro. So all this attention that they were getting internationally, worldwide, right, led to their own people trying to, again, just keep them out of the venues, bro. Their own fucking government, bro. Their own police were trying to keep them out of these venues. And on top of that, with 2 or 3 of the boys locked away and doing, a good amount of time, I think Selly especially, right? Selly's doing he's the one, he got hit with 10. I think Selly got hit with 10, and then, YP and Lex got 4 and 5, I think. Yeah. You said? And so that's an important part of their origin story, too, is that for a little while they were in the middle of blowing up, it was only JMs and Spenny. And I just want to say that those two held it down. Yeah. Held it down for the boys, man, because they was out there really, you know what I'm saying? They carried the torch, you know what I'm saying? And one scene in particular that I wanted to touch on before we forget about it is when they tried to go to New Zealand, right? Was it New Zealand?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, Auckland. Wellington, yeah, Auckland. Yeah, they tried to go to Auckland, but because of JM's priors, he couldn't go. Had his passport and everything. Yeah,
he went.
What?
He landed in New Zealand.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They just wouldn't let him out of the airport.
Yo, what? That's right. So he did go, but they wouldn't let him out the airport because of his priors and stuff. Exactly. At that point, were YP and them, they were still locked away when they went out and did that show, right?
Yeah, it was just them, and then YP comes out after that trip.
Exactly. So then Spenny is left to do the show on his own.
Crazy.
And it just looked like he was gonna quit, but then he was like, man, fuck all that. Fuck that shit, bro. I'm gonna go out and hold it down for my boys. What the hell? So this dude, he literally goes and does that entire show by himself. You know what I'm saying? Man, what the hell? How it's so hard to root against these dudes, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're doing so much for themselves, their boys, and the community. Like, I don't know, man. That's some real shit, bro. That's gotta be I'd be shitting bricks if I was Spenny, bro.
Bro, doing a 5-man show by yourself?
Bro, come on, dude. Come on, man.
Jeez.
But they were still turning up. But now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, you know what? I think I'd be good. If I had those kind of numbers and the kind of fans like that, you might be able to pull off a one-man show if your boys was locked away. Like, I'll just rap my part and be like,
you guys got to do all the other guys.
Yeah, bro, that would be hard. But I just wanted to highlight that scene in particular. Like, among all the bullshit police tactics that they were doing to these boys, they still couldn't hold them down. Okay? You still could not hold them down, all right? It really just takes just one of them to be like, yeah, we're all here, bitch. We're all here. It's just me, but we're all here.
You might have held some people back, but Onefour is in the building. Yeah, here, man. Imagine I was thinking from the audience, because like I've gone to a concert and half of the, like the people they said were going to be there weren't there.
Okay.
And it was like, oh, this isn't as good, but we're still going to enjoy what's here. You already know that it's only 2 of the 5, right? Because 3 of them are arrested and waiting sentencing. I think they actually, Spenny announces what the guys got in their sentencing at that show. Oh. He's like, he got 10 years, YP got 4, but before he got locked up, he wrote these words, listen to the lyrics. And but I'm thinking, if you knew it was only going to be 2 and then you only saw 1 person, would you still enjoy the show?
Probably at first, nah, to be honest. But if he came out saying what happened to JMs, that would like instantly get me on his side and be like, all right, fuck yeah, let's turn up with this fucking guy. His boys are down right now. Let's turn up with this motherfucker right now. Let's go.
He came through. Yeah.
He came through shit, man. Man, free JMs. I be saying free JMs like he was locked up too. Like, man, fuck Sydney police, bro. Fuck all that. Get that fool out the airport, bro. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, at first, but if he came out saying it at the beginning, like, yo, they did my guy dirty. They did my guy dirty, so I'm here by myself. What's the deal? I'm spending on 4 You know what I mean? 1-4 RNR.
And they got stopped because Raptor, Strike Force Raptor, called a different country and was like, hey, these guys are coming over there and we've got them on our organized crime kind of watch. So you might want to be careful what they're doing. They're there to perform. They're there to work. They're not there to like deliver drugs and get money or
right.
What the fuck? They're there to work.
They're there to work. That is exactly. They're there to work to deliver drugs. Where you getting fucking Pablo Escobar, bro?
Yeah.
Fuck, bro?
Watch out for JMs and Spenny. They're coming through. Like what for what? Like what do you think? What could you have said? And then all they really said was, well, they're violent, so where their show might get violent and people might die. You want that? It's so freaking strong arming.
Yeah, mate. Think of the children, mate. Think of the children, mate. You know, it's all superficial, all to serve some kind of racist purpose that they probably got deep inside their Australian hearts. You know what I'm saying? So, they nasty.
When you think Australian person, is it beach surfer person?
No, bro.
What do you think?
I think of hella Polynesians. I think of a big Polynesian community. I know that's not the truth. You know what I'm saying? I think of big Polynesian community, Crocodile Dundee, Steve Irwin. That might be really bad. No, fuck all that. That is not a bad representation of Australia, all right? Steve Irwin is awesome. Rest in peace, all right? Steve Irwin is awesome. Crocodile Dundee might be a caricature. You know what I'm saying? But Steve Irwin is pure. Steve Irwin is pure. Crocodile Dundee a caricature, and there's hella of our people out there. You know what I'm saying?
Watch Crocodile Dundee 2 so many times. That's like one of the only VHSs we had in Carson. He sent it like a rope message by like spinning this huge thing. And someone like, I think it was like his Aboriginal friend like heard it and came through with like friends and stuff.
Oh my God, bro.
Crocodile Dundee. Yeah, I think part 2, they go back to Australia. All right, I don't know.
Crocodile Dundee 2, back home.
Luis
That's
Guzman
not
was in
a knife. Who?
Luis Guzman?
Oh, Louis Guzman. He talks like this. He talks like this. Yeah, that fucking guy. He's hilarious.
Sparta, I'm forever in your debt. It was Count of Monte Cristo. That shit's so good.
Dude, you can say whatever phrase, and then when I imagine his fucking voice, I just start dying, bro. I remember he was in Community, too. I think.
Community?
Yeah, remember the show Community?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they said that one of Community's alumni is Louis Guzman. And I think the principal, the friggin' dean. Yeah. The dean? Yeah. The dean wanted to shoot a commercial for the school, and they went over budget, spending thousands of dollars, and then he tried to make it into a high budget movie. And then Louis Guzman comes back to the college to because he got paid for a cameo to make, and then he comes back and he's like, "What the fuck? Everything's abandoned. It's desolate. The campus is fucked up, and it's just the dean all by himself, chilling in his underwear like he fucking lost his mind because he drove everyone away over this fucking dumbass commercial." And now when I think of Louis Guzman, I think of that, him dressing down Dean, talking shit to him. That's not what it's about, man.
That's not what community, friendship, learning. That's the pride I had when I went here.
Oh, so you remember? Yeah.
No, I just
I think that's exactly what he said.
But the Community got some good episodes. There's that paintball episode.
Oh,
sorry, we're good.
Yeah, no, I know. Hey, we can talk about Community all day. You know what? That should be another show to talk about.
Yeah,
Community is so good, bro. But
I like it.
Yeah, I digress, man.
When I think of Australians, I do think of like tall white people, right? Or like white people out in the
shrimp on the Barbie. Yeah, white people.
Yeah. Steve Irwin.
Yeah.
Sorry. I didn't even know that there was like, when I think of New Zealand, I think of brown people, right?
Okay, fair.
When I think of New Zealand, brown people. When I think of Australia is a little bit away. That's more white.
Right.
And I forget why we were talking about this. Just in my head, I didn't see a bunch of like Islanders, Samoans, or having to deal with like stuff like that. It was mostly just like huge, giant wolf spiders and beaches.
Yeah, right.
But Australia's huge. It's a freaking continent. It's a country. It's got states.
That's true. Oh, damn, that's right. An idiot. I keep forgetting. Australia is in fact a continent. Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and just thinking like them talking to New Zealand and telling them freaking, hey, these brown guys are coming over. They're gonna try to start some trouble, maybe link up with some other guys, or just these. The possibility is enough for them to be like, oh, we should go and tell them. And that's what they say. You know, it's our responsibility as policing to fight organized crime by informing other places of what's going on. So if they're headed towards New Zealand, then we got to call up New Zealand and be like, hey, Onefour, drill rap, gang, you know, they're involved in a lot of violence. Their lyrics are very violent. There is an opportunity for post-code violence from other people. So you want to look out for that. Maybe don't let them in. And freaking the other police unit is like, okay, we got to take these guys' words on for it and try to lawfully harass as they could. So they told JMs, because you were arrested previously, we're not going to let you in here. Yeah. Spenny they had to let through. He was like clean on paper, right? So they ended up having to let him go. But yeah, just that disruption and those tools that they use to try to stop this group from going out. It feels so wrong and like so heavy-handed for something that is grassroots and community and trying to grow like this music group. But then I keep coming back to thinking about the violence of the lyrics. Yeah. Like, and it's all about, you know, if I see you, we're like doing the Michael Jackson beat it stab. Like we're tying our hands together. We're going. Yeah. If I see any of these ops, they're getting blasted. I carry hammers. I carry steel. I carry, you know, I have this on me. And at any point, if I see these guys, it's going down. And that's, of course, what the cops pick up on and spread. They even had like a community event in Mount Druitt where they put up all these screens and stuff and told the people, this is Onefour. They're dangerous. They're violent. And they're like, shit, yeah, those are the guys. Those are our family. What are you talking about? But like, there's church leaders, community leaders in this that presentation that they had, and they're hearing about, you know, from the cops who you're supposed to be able to trust for your safety, for your people's safety, that there's a group that is doing bad. So I'm sure that even made, you know, some of our own people kind of look twice at one. A little weary.
Yeah. A little weary. Yeah.
At first they were like, oh, these popular people that look like us want to come around and, you know, be part of the community. That's great. And then you hear that they're actually violent and there's more to just what you're seeing.
Oh God. Oh my God. This is just a huge flashback to like childhood, man. My parents hated rap music. Dad especially, very old school, very traditional, you know what I'm saying, for the same reasons, you know, very, you know, violent, sexual, whatever. You know?
Subject matter?
Yeah, exactly. He's a very traditional dude, and it just takes me back to that. So I'm like, like in my heart, I'm just like, man, fuck all that. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck are you to be using their music and their lyrics? You know what I'm saying? If you could just look past that shit, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, they do have a point. I just hate that they sunk that information into like the elders of their community to like sway them a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you know, it's exactly like you said. They're the police, so we're supposed to feel protected and safe, you know, from them. So if they're telling me this, maybe I should listen. But I'm sure it hurt, you know, double for them because it's the kids that they knew. It's kids that they've seen growing up. You know what I'm saying? You know, they probably all went to church together, you know, what have you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, what do you even do from there? You know? And the answer sounds simple. Go with your people. Go with your family. Go with your community. But it's like, bruh, I got this fucking guy in blue telling me that my people is over here doing bad. But who the fuck am I supposed to listen to? You know what I'm saying? On top of, I'm a man of God, dude. I am a holy man. I should go for the good, but my boys is talking violence. It's like, it makes for it makes for like a compelling story, but also for like I feel for them, man. Like it's literally against all odds, bro. Like, it's getting beaten left and right.
All odds, all ops.
Bro. Yeah, against all ops. Exactly, bro. It's fascinating shit, man. And it just evokes a whole lot of NWA to me. The police presence at their shows, the fact that they're trying to shut them down, stop them at their venues, like, it screams NWA to me.
Community turning on them because the cops are telling them, or blackmailing, extortion, all that shit.
All that shit, bro. And but it's not just turning. Like, I don't know if they even turned their back. I'm trying to think of that part where like some of the members or like some of the people from Mount Druitt was talking about them. I don't really remember them like saying anything too bad about the boys.
Yeah, they were on the boys' side.
Yeah, they were on the boys' side. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. That's more NWA right there. It's like people who identified with these boys, you know? People who identified with these boys rose up and be like, man, fuck all that. Fuck the police coming straight from the underground. My Arnar.
I'm trying to think if people didn't like rap when it first started. Because of the subject matter.
Yeah.
Because of the sound or because it came from black and brown people.
It's all three. All three. It was
like, this sounds crazy. Oh, this sounds violent. Oh, it's black people singing?
Bro, what the fuck? They was trying to shut them down because of all three, bro.
Back in American Samoa.
What?
When I was working at the radio station, they would cut out the rap parts of songs. It would just be like J-Lo singing I'm Real, but as soon as Ja Rule comes in, it would be snipped until the next part that J-Lo comes back. Hey. So it's like I'm Real, 3 choruses, 1 verse.
American Samoa?
Yeah.
That sounds like censorship, American Samoa.
Yeah, definitely. And it was like for all the rap featured parts, like we definitely played a lot of top 40 and pop. Okay. But it was also like 2008, 2009, right? So more music was coming through, and definitely hip hop. You know, you get Kendrick Lamar on the Taylor Swift or Maroon 5, Drake, Rihanna. Like you're getting more rap features on these popular songs. So you have to play the popular songs, and it's very slowly. You started hearing rap verses allowed to be played.
Ooh, that's interesting as hell, bro.
Yeah, but it was so weird listening to the songs, and like you could tell where they were snipped.
Yeah.
And
like a breath. I'm real. I'm real. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. I never knew that. What the fuck?
But that was like, people don't want to listen to rap. And I was like, I do.
Yeah.
Like, I know what this song is supposed to sound like, actually. Yeah. And I prefer that to this.
The people don't want to listen to rap.
It's like, it's not good. You know, our advertisers won't like it. Ooh. People won't even request it. We don't want to be associated with the any of the negative stuff. So like if a rapper gets arrested, then like, we're playing their music. That's not good for the kids and stuff like, but that was like my first like hands-on view of censoring music.
That's crazy, man.
And it was a business decision for them. And then I started putting in like instrumentals, like rap instrumentals to talk over during the show. We would open with like 99 Problems.
Hard, bro. Yeah.
Some freaking Slim Shady. Just try to put as many rap instrumentals, background music for us. That was dope.
Oh, that's hard. What the fuck?
These fools are censoring. I mean, and this is 20 years later. These fools are censoring. Well, 10, 15 years later. These fools are censoring a whole group because they think what they're doing is, people aren't going to like it. It's bad for business. It's bad for the community. When it's also a real, authentic representation of what those people are going through. And it allows other people that are going through the same thing to feel seen.
Right.
Like they're like, oh, snap. These guys also don't feel safe. They have to go out there, be together, fight other people. That's like the life I live. So like people are kind of listening to it and feeling validated in their life stories and also represented. But I wonder if that also kind of makes them want to do it. Like if you're hearing this song all the time about pressing ops, and if they come through, they came down on that train, they left on them tracks.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
But if you start hearing that, it does that, kind of perpetuate that type of that mindset and of violence is needed, is a necessity. And how do you balance representation with like not trying to keep that circle going? How do you break the circle? Like even if you're rapping about it, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't know. And like we've talked about it on different shows and stuff, and it's like, it's really hard to combat that, man, when everything comes from like a real place. And it just seems like everybody just, as soon as you mention one kind of like any kind of violence or any kind of whatever, anything negative in like music or art, it's already going to be labeled as like, no, we can't, or I forget the other word. But whatever. It's just, I don't know, man. I always want to boil it down to how you take it. You know what I'm saying? You figure out how you're supposed to take this music and don't let it influence you. But that I think that's very shallow to say, because music, art is definitely influential, especially to the youth, to the young ones, So who the fuck am I to be telling her, like, look, when you listen to this, don't be fucking influenced by it, dude. Okay, don't go out and fucking perform what the fuck they're talking about. Do as they do, not what they say, or some type shit, I think that's unfair to say because, again, this shit is very influential. Shit, music influenced me, bro, and you just have to figure out how to take it. But it's like, bro, it takes a long time to figure things out, So it is hard. It takes a very long time to figure things out. So, yeah, I don't know.
They end up coming back from that trip, and with only JMs and Spenny being the ones that are free, YP, Selly, Lex all locked up. They talk about how it gets more and more difficult, and this is like the moment where they kind of wanted to quit, where they were asking themselves, is this all worth it? Is like what we're having to do, getting harassed all the time by Raptor, not being able to perform, our friends in jail, us possibly going to jail, is it worth, what we're doing? And they actually, their manager took them out to like a beach house so that they could get away and work with some other artists. Mm-hmm. And there was another time where they started making good music because they were out of kind of out of all the junk and everything that was going on around them and being harassed. And they went away and were able to kind of regroup, start writing some more and put out more music. Mm-hmm. And then I think a little while after that is when YP was released, when he got out of jail.
Yeah.
And then they were able to kind of start working together. Definitely big for JM's, his mom, their family, that being his blood brother. And I feel like YP coming out, he was talking even in his like police interview or his jail call interviews that they were showing. Mm-hmm. He was talking about, I just want to get out and do music. Like before I came in, the music is really what, I saw that I want to do for the rest of my life. So I don't want to do anything crazy. I just want to, be able to be with my family and create some art. And that art might be like offensive and freaking some would say disrespectful in like his certain the way he wanted to do it, because he just wanted to diss everybody, talk shit, freaking offend as many people as possible, hurt their feelings.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I feel like was another page for Onefour when he got back out, because that like increased their free numbers by 50%. And they're like and YP, you were talking about he had to hide his face because of like previous charges forever.
Oh, I don't know about like why. I just knew that he was just doing that. Like he was masked up like Lex. He was masked up like Lex. Like nobody knew what he looked like.
Yeah, I watched a video that said he had previous charges and he finally could take them off because the charges were dropped.
Oh,
but I didn't know that he was doing that for a long time.
Me neither.
But yeah, that's just part of it. But now that he was out, they started all these different songs. They started shooting the music videos. Huge collective of people in their community showing up to be in the video. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That is I feel like that's a positive. That's a real good mark for yourself if you're like keeping score of like how things are going, to have a huge collective of the community come out and rock with you guys.
Yeah, right.
Taking over the streets, like that's outside the courthouse. Blah, blah.
Yeah, that is a good metric, man. Hell yeah, man.
But they were able to know that they were inspiring. They were definitely leading a movement. Mm-hmm. And whether that was in their community or across the country, because they were the first drill rappers in Australia, really. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of other different outfits started popping up too. And 24 Karat Kev says, these guys are the reason all these other groups are getting exposure and getting higher fees, right? Because it's become a regular thing in Australia because these guys started the music. But now everyone else is getting big slices of the pie, and Onefour, not allowed to tour, not allowed to perform, aren't even getting a slice of the pie, a pie that they literally baked themselves.
Crazy, bro. The craziness.
You just got to go off of like YouTube numbers and like some sort of payments, but I feel like we've heard touring, performing shows is the big money maker.
Yep.
Is the biggest chunk of revenue that artists can make. So definitely cutting off their ability to perform cuts off their revenue, their money streams, their ability to improve, upgrade, really stunts their growth. So yeah, fuck the police one more time. Just thinking about it's like, come on, you guys are some haters, bro. Like, and they're like, oh no, you're violent. We don't want that to grow.
What do you think about the violence in lyrics as someone who, I mean, you've worked radio. Like, what do you think of that? And you've experienced firsthand censorship and stuff. Like, what do you think of the art and its influence and what everybody's saying about it? For the children type shit. Like, what do you take away from that, man?
Yeah, that's just. I think we've talked about. It's up to parents to really teach their kids what is I guess what is acceptable and what isn't. Like, I don't want my 2-year-old daughter to like hear like, oh, we need to get knives and stab people. Like, no. Yeah. She wouldn't understand. But
yeah, you're gonna be slapping Onefour when she's like 10. It was Charlie me and the guy, and you and your daughter are just like.
I guess I play it now. I played it so much this week. Yeah. Just doing research.
Yeah.
And just getting in there. I was like, oh, but yeah, no, I mean, listening to the lyrics closely, it's about showing strength, and like knowing that the propensity for violence is there. Like we'll throw down if you want to show up around us and start shit, we will throw down immediately, and it will get deathly violent if it needs to. And so hearing that stuff, I'm like, I don't want to perpetuate that.
Yeah,
I just not, and it's probably why I don't really listen to drill music. Because if that's like the everyday, even though it's an authentic representation of what the artists are going through and have gone through and are trying to tell people about, because people otherwise don't know. Like people hear about guns in Chicago, don't do anything about it, pretend like it's not happening, whatever. But to put that out on the map is one thing. But then it's like, if I continue to listen to it, I was listening to Onefour this whole week, bro. And I was like, I'm telling you, man, I was doing the Mountie Bop. I was freaking getting into it. I was like shooting hoops, listening to like the essentials, and just like this feeling of like anger and violence definitely popped up. And I'm a mostly full grown adult and should know like how to process these things and not let it influence me. And I'm still like, trap, drill, ching and shoot. All of a sudden they want to trap, drill, ching and shoot.
Exactly.
Gang. So just I feel like it could have the effect of pushing people to do violence.
Yeah.
But you just got to make sure that person won't do that. And that's ultimately up to the parents. You got to be like, can't do that.
Yep, I'm right there with you. The parents, but also, why don't we build more stuff to keep them kids who could be influenced by that out of the streets?
Yeah.
We can provide things for them to do. We can provide programs. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Provide these youth centers, maybe a boxing gym or two.
Yep.
Do what you need to do for the community. Yep. If you're everybody, I feel like I've always said this too, like people are worrying. I've always felt like people were worrying about the wrong thing, right? Like, yes, we know music is influential, but how do we combat that? We combat that by giving them something that gets them out the streets. You know what I'm saying? That helps these people, that helps people, man. We can't just all rely on their mentality to be like, you know what, you need to be smart enough to know should not be influenced by this and that. We can't depend on that. You know what I'm saying? So give us something to do, like these podcasts, so we can talk about this shit.
Studios, recording studios.
Man. Come on, bro. More music studios. Get these kids in the booth, bro. Let them fucking rap about their problems, bro. Get them out the streets, bro. If y'all so worried about what's influencing them, let them show you, bro. Let them show you their artistic value, dog, their creativity, or their boxing, whatever the fucking, do something. Just do something instead of just preaching to us how bad we fucking are. Give us some fucking help. Throw us a fucking bone. You know what I'm saying? Stop telling us to our face that we're pieces of shit and that we come from a piece of shit community. Stop telling us that. Help us out then, if it's such a fucking concern for you. You know what I'm saying? God, my heart's about to give out. Australia's pissing me off, You know what I'm saying? So all of that to say, this fucking documentary is awesome. Go watch that. All right? Like these guys are literally NWA. They are NWA of Australia. And we haven't even gotten to some, like, we've talked about a lot of crazy shit in this episode, but we haven't even gotten to the stuff with Kid Leroy. We touched on it in the beginning, all right? But see, this is the capper, right? How crazy this is, right? This is what solidified it for me. Like, yeah, y'all are NWA, right? As the attention was growing, YP was home. They were making music again. You know what I'm saying? They were away on their sabbatical, keeping their head down and getting to work, right? Is this, what they haven't really done any shows, but they were dropping music, still doing some numbers or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then they linked up with Kid Leroy pretty early in Leroy's career. When they first knew him, he wasn't as big.
Yeah.
He wasn't as big. But then during the time of Onefour and their rise, Kid Laroi becomes big after that song with Justin Bieber, which is a banger. That song a banger. I'm not gonna lie. After all
Justin Bieber's in there?
Yeah, well, not in the movie, but the song that he did with Justin Bieber.
In that song.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. I think it's the second verse. I get fucked up and they can't be right here. Yeah, he's the one who sings that shit, I think. Well, yeah, he sings the second verse. Anyway, so yeah, he blows up. And Kid Laroi now is in kind of a position to, do what he needs to do. He can put people on. And so and they shared the same manager. Onefour and Laroi shared the same manager. That's how they linked up in the beginning. So, their managers made the connection, right? And Laroi reached out to them, didn't he? Laroi reached out to them.
Be on his shows?
Yeah.
They had that song, My City. I'm not sure exactly when that happened, but that one.
To bring them on tour. I'm trying to remember. I don't want to mess up the time. Yeah, I don't want to mess up the timeline too much. They back and forth.
They also put out all those music videos and the message, and was catching heat from other people for the lyrics in there, talking about like killing somebody from 21 District. But then, that rise, and then more cops, more violence, and then it eventually leads to that end with Kid Laroi, where Kid Laroi is trying to get them to come on concert with him in Australia, but
they can't.
They're telling them not. Onefour can't perform.
Exactly, can't perform there. Yeah, they're still in the midst of being banned from every venue they go to. You know what I'm saying? But YP was home, right? At this point, YP was home. So like I said, they was out in the wilderness making music. They catch a little bit of fire, and then Laroi blows up, and Laroi wants to bring them onto his shows, but they can't. They can't. So what the fuck do they do? All right. They get snuck in. Kid Laroi, as much shit as I was talking about him in the beginning, he really did right by them boys. You know what I'm saying? That's cool that he showed that much love. And if I'm wrong, please let me know. But I thought that was really fucking cool of him to be like, all right, you know what? We're going to sneak these motherfuckers in here, mate. R&R.
It's like these are the biggest group, most iconic, the reason that drill rap is blowing up in Australia, but they're being held down and aren't even allowed to perform. Exactly. So he's like, so I didn't like that, so we're just gonna sneak them in.
Yeah.
This little fucker.
Yeah, little fuckhead. But and it's another like tidbit too. Like before they left to that show, they got raided again. Or they got raided. Yeah, they got raided. JM's and YP's house got raided like the day of their show. So like they were just out to get him from the start. But I just thought that was really cool that Laroi did that for him, man. And that was the beginning of the doc, is when they're all waiting for them to, they literally have to keep out of sight from like the police. Like security was cool though. I guess was that Leroy's like personal security? They're like, all right.
I think so. I feel like,
all right, dude, we gotta chill, man. We gotta chill, man.
Chill over here, get the police on the other side, and then we'll get you guys towards the stage.
Yeah.
I was thinking like, okay, it's cool that Kid Laroi did that, but it's also like I didn't like that. I don't know. He was in that position of power to do it because, like, I felt like it was because he's like white.
Hey,
right? It's because he's accepted easier accepted by the police.
Exactly,
and probably not rapping his violent lyrics, but he definitely blew up. And you said good point. He used his platform to put Onefour on to a countrywide stage,
right?
In that concert, and that was dope. I feel like that was a good way to kind of end the documentary too, is them getting their flowers kind of and being able to perform and seeing the crowd really like feel it and know the music and sing it back to them.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully they can continue touring like in real life and keep making that money. I'm sure they're getting harassed still because Australia, your police, they fucking police.
Police be policing.
There aren't as many bumpers and safeties as in America. Like, do they have to wear cameras? Do they? That's crazy that there's so much bad shit that happens from cops that we had to make them wear cameras.
Come on, bro. It's like the signs you see at the pool. Like, don't poop in the pool. Like, they have to put the sign there because motherfuckers just keep pooping in there. So these police just keep pooping. So of course they had to put the fucking cameras on there. Y'all keep pooping.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what? That's a good point too about Leroy. That's why I was talking about shit in the beginning. He's very
he's an industry plant.
He's a plantish. He's kind of plantish, kind of whitish. You know, your success kind of seems a little mysterious, Leroy. You know, the color of your skin might have helped you. I'll just, you know what I'm saying. But who knows?
There's no doubt that it is
an advantage.
An advantage to be white, right? There's no doubt that partially that helps him.
Lance, hold on. Message.
There's no doubt. It's easier to be white in this world, in most places. But
message.
But realizing that privilege is a really important piece of like not being just another part of that circle that elevates white and downplays brown. So shout out to him for using that platform to put on guys that he fucks with, that he's known for a long time, and who in the documentary Onefour, I don't know if it's because Leroy is like a bigger act and they like, you know, touring with him or anything, but they're like, he's cool, freaking genius over here. He's one of the boys, you know, so they're down for him. So that kind of gives points to Leroy.
Yeah. I can't fault Leroy too much, man, besides being a potential plant. But hey, whatever, you know. If you know what I'm saying, climb the fucking plant. Onefour, get your motherfucking asses on that stage, all right? Because y'all deserve to be on there, all right? Fuck the police coming straight from the underground, okay? Jesus Christ.
From the underdown.
Yeah, from the underdown, mate. Straight from the underdown. That was Lance. Shut the fuck up, Lance.
Yo, harassing. Come on, go do something. Go help the community for real.
Fuck the police coming straight from the underdown. It's so good, bro. Shut your ass up, bro. We're not gonna just walk past that. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So, fucking funny. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I mean, we've touched on like mainly like the points of the doc. I don't know what else to say besides you know, go watch it. You know, you got some facts and tidbits about, you know, like the current what was the ending card on the movie too? Like where they're at?
Yeah, so they finished the concert, and then there's like some footage of them, like a cop telling them they can't perform. And they're asking the cop, what's going on? He's like, you can't perform. He's like, what's wrong? He's like, the song. He's like, what's wrong with the song? Nothing's wrong with the song. You just can't perform it. They're like, can you just give us a straight answer? He's like, I'm giving you a straight answer. You guys keep talking.
Oh, yeah.
And he ends up putting everybody on the wall. And
my fucking God. That's right.
Yeah. It ends with more harassment. Like, it's like,
it ends with more harassment.
And that's just like freaking back to real life. You're going to get harassed again. Even though you just had this huge freaking concert with Leroy.
How fucked up is that, bro?
Yeah, I thought that was a mess. That was a purposefully put in there. It was like, you're still going through shit. Hey.
What a good, yeah, that's a good point, man. Holy fucking shit, bro. Like the crowning achievement of y'all career at that point, and then of course it's getting undermined by this fuck idiot over here talking about, you know what I'm saying? Oh well, I don't know, I don't give a fuck about this song.
Who sounds scared? Who sounds like you know,
why be so scared?
Who's not giving a straight answer?
Yeah,
and when, you know, I feel like he's pushed to the point where he's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna arrest you guys. Hands on the wall. All right. Yeah. He's like, all right, no problem. Everyone turn to the wall. Hands up.
That shit reminded me of Siona's wedding when they fought in the parking garage. The security. Oh shit, I forgot. Oh, what a dickhead. See? Look at that. What a great thing too, right? The crowning achievement, but they have to come back like, yeah, all right, yeah, we did that show, but dog. We're telling you, yeah, we're back to the trenches, but also, dog. We told you this is what the fuck we go through, bro. This is exactly what we was telling y'all. This is what we go through. So yeah, great way to end the movie. You know, I don't know about what they're up to right now, besides one of the members, but as far as like their music and stuff, I think things have like slowed down considerably. It looks like, just from my perspective, from someone right here in the West, in the western part of the world. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
I think they got definitely some newer music that wasn't included in the documentary has come out and is on Apple Music, but it definitely doesn't feel like it's still that huge meteoric rise happening right now.
Yeah.
Definitely would say it's quieted down. But I don't know. Maybe we're just Westerners. Or do they call us Westerners out there?
I was just thinking that, bro. I was just thinking as soon as I said Western, I was like, wait, aren't we all Westerners?
Because we're waste.
Yeah. I don't know. It's overseas. I don't know. Fuck it, L. I don't know, bro. YP became a new fucking preacher.
Yo.
That was so random. I seen that like I think it was a couple weeks ago. I seen that. I was like, what the? Like he just came back from his mission. I was like, what? The most unhinged member of the group was just like, yeah.
Yo, I feel like we could try to dive in and figure out what happened there. Well, we know there was like a full-on assassination plot brewing from a rival gang to take out all like 4 members of Onefour.
Wow.
But the police ended up thwarting it. Like the police arrested the 2 guys. There's a bunch of accounts, but they ended up saving Onefour's life, or at least thwarted that attempt on their lives. But I don't know if maybe that had something to do with it, and why people's like, oh yeah, not doing this anymore.
Hey, you know what? I can't even fault, bro, for that.
Yeah, for real.
I can't even fault, bro.
It's like, I'm going to get right with the Lord, help some kids.
Yeah, hey, man, it's I don't know. That's wild. So after, we've been raving about the documentary, man. What did you think about the documentary, bro? I've been raving about it. What do you think of that?
Man, I liked it a lot. I definitely got emotional at certain parts, just like
with his mom, YP's mom.
I think that opening scene where everything is put out, where they're trying to perform at this Leroy concert, but the cops are stopping them. They're being painted as something else, and JM's is just like, we got to wait here, but all we want to do is just get out there and perform. It felt like just seeing brown men kind of being held down. It's like, oh, all they want to do is be great. Let them be great.
Yeah.
And all the stuff that they have to go through as this group is created. And it also gives us a lot of information on Australia, the postcode wars, Mount Druitt, Street University, the way the music scene works out there. Definitely a lot of good information, very entertaining. The music interspersed, the Onefour tracks interspersed throughout the thing as they go along and are making new music, kind of shows the journey and stuff. I thought this was a really great documentary. I'm biased, of course, but definitely fun to watch and listen to, and a story that can tug on some heartstrings in certain parts. People can kind of understand and feel represented. Yeah, I liked it a lot. What about you?
Yeah, same here, man. I feel like if you are a real hip hop fan or like just a casual hip hop fan, I think you'd enjoy this movie a lot. Like I said, it evokes a lot of NWA. Like it can't get more hip hop than being held down by the powers that be. You know what I'm saying? And to see rap music do that for these boys, these Samoan boys who I identify with off the fucking rip. You know what I'm saying? Because of who they are and stuff. Like it's really, I don't know. It's a very resonant movie for me, man. Yeah, I see a lot of my cousins in these boys. I see a lot of my family in these boys. And, for them to discover like potential that they probably would have never seen, without the help of people of places like the Street Uni, and people like Esky who they had in their lives, like yeah, we need more of that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this documentary is vital viewing for people within the community, man, and for just, avid or casual hip hop heads who want a real, who want to see some Psalm ones who can fucking rap. All right? 'Cause these boys can fucking rap. All right. Yeah. They rap their asses off, dude. So, I can't stop raving about this documentary, bro. So you want to get into final ratings, man? What's the deal?
Yeah, you want to do straight up like how we do the usual rubric, or you want to just give it a letter grade?
Yeah, we can give it a letter grade. It's a documentary. Yeah, our formats keep changing, but it's our fucking show. All right? If you got a suggestion on how we should do the rubric, we don't give a damn. Tell us, man. Let us know. But I think we have a pretty goddamn good system. All right. And documentaries we're a little looser with documentaries. You know what I'm saying? It's not whatever. Let's get into it. I'm talking too much. Come on. What do you think?
I'm giving it an A-. Definitely a strong A. The music, I'm trying to push my own biases away and being connected with like Samoan men out in the islands, Australia is an island.
Let us know, Australia. Let us know.
Are you an island? Do you consider yourself islanders?
Yeah. Are you continenters?
Australian islanders? Just entertaining, music, great. Definitely some different sounds used as far as like audio background music for emotion and different twists and turns. So much information. It's one thing to listen to us talking about it and different parts about it. There is so much information in here from the different people they interview, whether it be like culture editors, investigative reporters, media, police, the members themselves, their family members, their friends. There's a lot of like firsthand interviews that are in this documentary that provide a lot of that kind of context and stuff that you should definitely watch this movie. But enjoyed it. Audio, visually, great. All the songs have captions. That's a bonus. Like on the screen, you can see exactly what's being said. And it is a journey of these guys finding the music, weathering the storm of more than half of them being incarcerated, and then their rise as the first drill group in Australia and the biggest one to date. So yeah, A- for me.
Nice.
How about you?
I give it a strong A. I give it a strong A myself. Stuff about Kid Laroi still pisses me off. I just want to shit on Kid Laroi. Fuck him, dummy. Because I seen it was a YouTube video about like his mysterious come up and shit. And I guess from what he gleaned, like the people that he fucked with before he became famous did him very dirty. And I think the guy that he did dirty, his name was Marcus. So fuck you, Kid Laroi. You did another Marcus dirty.
Kid Laroi did him dirty.
Yeah, Kid Laroi did him dirty. Yeah, nah. Marcus is stand up. All right? All of you. All of us. Nah, it's a solid documentary, man. Really, it's just everything you said, man. It's a fun watch. If you're into rap, go watch it. If you want to see if you want to, as a Samoan person, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure you can see your family members in these boys, and it's kind of crazy that like even our own people would shit on them. Right? Like our own people will be like, man, they from Australia, dude. They don't know anything about the hood, but it's like, bro, if you go outside of your fucking neighborhood, you're going to learn really quick that hoods are the same. It doesn't matter what fucking country. So yeah, like even our own people be shitting on them, because of where they're from, because it's exactly what you said. Like of what people think about Australia. It's like, oh, Australia's not like that, mate. Yeah, they just go beaches and shrimp on the barbie, man. They don't know nothing about the hood, mate. Nar. But, these boys are shining examples of, it's not all that it seems. All right.
Yeah.
And our people are going through fucking bullshit by the police. The people who are supposed to serve and protect us are fucking us over there. So I feel like this documentary is a good, this documentary is a good document of that for our people. So yeah, if you're an avid hip hop fan and you want to see the rise of a very influential group in rap who happens to be Psalm 1, watch Against All Odds by Onefour. Not a fucking sponsor, but y'all should sponsor the fucking show, Netflix. Quit messing with us, bruh. All right, quit playing with us, bro. An A and an A minus from us, man. Tell us what y'all think. Go watch the movie, you know what I'm saying? Or don't. It's your life. Do what you want. I'm not the police. You can do whatever you want. I'm not gonna.
I watched the documentary.
Yeah,
I watched the documentary. Hands up! Open your eyes.
Don't make me do it. You know what I'm saying? You got anything else for him, bro? What's the deal?
Yeah. Definitely go out and watch that. Shout out to Onefour. Man, hopefully we get more music and it keeps growing.
Please.
Shout out to KT, the other Brown film critic, for your reference pod. She hit us up. We had like some dead air on one of the podcast episodes. She was like, "Yeah, there's no music, there's no podcast here." We got it updated.
KT.
But yeah, shout out KT for looking out. Appreciate it.
Wait. What do you mean? Like she was expecting the show today? Is that what you're saying?
No. There was on Red, White, and Brass.
Yeah.
On the Apple podcast version, there was dead air in the front, and then it started like 2 minutes. Like our show started 2 minutes of dead air.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a file problem from leveling. Usually I snip that off and then it just starts regular. But I used the raw file. But she hit us up. She was like, there's something happening here. And also, like, she does podcasts, so she knows, like, freaking files and listening back and stuff. But, yeah, shout out to her for bringing that to our attention.
Hell
Got that fixed up.
Shout out to For Your Reference, man. Shout out to For Your Reference pod.
Yeah.
Bro.
You want more movie pods?
Come on, bruh.
For Your Reference. Hit them up right there.
Yeah, but also, KT, hey, mind your business, dog. All right? We're glad that you know what I'm saying? I'm glad that you listen to the show, but hey, mind your business, dog. No, I'm just kidding, KT. No, I'm just talking shit. Yeah, we did you get to it already?
Yeah. I think it was yeah, no, it's
done. All right, KT, yeah, we appreciate you, man, but hey, mind your motherfucking business, all right, dog? All right? Yeah. What we do on this show is what we do on the show, okay? Maybe we put that dead air on there on purpose.
We're seeing where the real ones were at?
Yeah, we're trying to see who our real listeners is at, all right? You pass, KT. That's right, Lance. Yeah, that's right, man. Yeah, it was in the plan. It was in the plans all along, KT, and you freaking passed.
Nice. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody for listening. Appreciate you guys for getting this far. Dope movie, documentary. Sign on to your Netflix and watch it. Onefour, Against All Odds. That's all I got.
I'm being scared. Well, I've been watching a whole lot of videos of her too. Shut the fuck. Yeah, man. Shut the fuck.
A G.
Yeah, man. All right, man. Yeah. If y'all got any more recommendations, let us know. Hit us up on the network. You know what I'm saying? Hit the boys up. Go watch Way Back Wednesday, the Polytickin podcast. Do what you need to do. Oh, watch the Polynesian podcast with the Uso Lance right here in the Uso Forest Sports. The Samoan boys talking sports. The Polynesian boys, all right? Go check them out. Quit playing with us. We out here working, all right? Starter kit. Go far. Bye. Arnar.
Arnar.
Arnar.